Alright, hello, today's video journal day 94. I changed up the lighting a little bit, turned the ISO up on my camera, and then turned the lights down. I think this is looking better. I'm gonna have to re-look at some of the old footage, but I'm trying to really dial this in. I think I like this better, but I'm just trying to I need to make sure when I'm done with this one to look at my old videos. And so today was overall pretty chill, nothing too crazy. Decent day. Nothing too crazy, nothing bad, nothing to really complain about. But so I'm trying to really narrow down and process my worldview right now. And so I think one thing I've recently kind of realized as I've been taking in perspectives is I think I have officially eliminated atheism as a possibility in my head. I just don't think a lot of the arguments are, from what I'm seeing, good enough to where I would believe them. I'm just not really seeing that. I think some of the theism arguments are better. I really am starting to genuinely see that I do believe that there is a God for sure. I think the fine tuning argument is a good one. Like the idea that our universe is so so well, oh my gosh, is so fine tuned, like the force of gravity, the weak nuclear, the strong nuclear force, all that sort of stuff is super fine tuned, and if it was just slightly off, our whole universe would basically just collapse. And so I think that's kind of God's sign of showing us that he's there, basically. I think that's what's going on there. That's what makes the most sense to me, because if you look at that from an atheism perspective, then what the heck is going on there? Why would the universe be so perfectly fine-tuned? I don't think atheism can make a really good argument for that one. Another thing is what was so the Big Bang was the start of our universe and all that, right? So what was there before that? And what, if we look at this from an atheism perspective, what started the Big Bang? Because if there was literally just nothing, and then the Big Bang happens, what was the catalyst to that? And then I just feel there has to be something more going on there. And then everything after that, after the creation of the universe, is just a coincidence. Because with atheism, there's nothing controlling the universe in a sense, from most, I think, at least most atheist perspectives. And so it's just everything is just a meaningless coincidence. The creation of the universe, us, we are just a meaningless coincidence. Just happened to be here. Consciousness just happened to form. Consciousness in us only just happened to form. There's no other animals that have this deep level of consciousness that we do. And that's just a coincidence on top of all of the other coincidences. All of that. It just, atheism, it just happened. Because atheism can't explain those sort of things, but theism can. And it just makes a lot more sense that all of that stuff is not just some coincidence. It just doesn't make sense if all of that is a coincidence. I don't see a good argument there. I recently had and this isn't good proof for anyone else outside of me. But I recently had a coincidence I talked about it. I think I wrote in my journal. I looked back. It was May 1st. I had this experience where I talked with a friend and I was talking to her about my worldview and all that sort of stuff, and how I'm trying to figure it out. And then the next day I go onto YouTube and I see this video titled, what was it? It was to the effect of, you've been waiting on God, but God's actually been waiting on you. And not only did I see that video, the same title video, different person, right below that video. The coincidence of all of that to happen on the same day. I meet a friend I haven't talked to in months, and I talked to her about that. And not only that, I get those two videos popping up. Then they're right under each other. They have the same name, different person. Like, have you ever seen two YouTube videos with the same name right next to each other? I haven't. That was the first time I've ever seen that. I don't think I genuinely do not believe that is just a coincidence. There have been too many things that have happened in my life to where I can say that's just a coincidence. Like, no. And too many things that have happened in the history of life in general that just can't be summed up as just a coincidence. Like, I can't see that. I can't see that viewpoint at all. And so that's like one of the big things there that is really stopping me from taking in and believing the atheist viewpoint. Is that if it were to be true, then then we are the product of a bunch of meaningless coincidences, and in turn that makes us meaningless too. I can't see that. All right, well, thanks if anybody's watching, and I'm going to become a consistent content creator in 2025.